Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Precious Ugweze. Alright, in this video we're going to quickly look at the concept of unit vectors. Okay, so you recall that we've actually dealt with unit vectors, and there we said that unit vectors are vectors whose magnitude are 1. Okay, we'll give you 1. Right, so we said by definition that a unit vector is a vector whose magnitude is equal to 1. And so we saw that now if we also stated that if you have a non-unit vector, for example a v that is non-unit, that you can actually get the unit vector in the direction of v, and we said that that vector is written as v caret, and that it is equal to v all over the magnitude of v. Okay, and we'll quickly in a moment do some examples on how to find the unit vector in the direction of a given non-unit vectors. Okay, in a given non-unit vector, sorry. Okay, so now, but before then, we're going to look at what we call standard unit vectors. Okay, so what are standard unit vectors? So these are unit vectors written in component form, and when they are written in component form, they are vectors with only one non-zero component. Okay, so they contain only one non-zero component, and then they are represented or denoted with EI, where I stands for the component that is non-zero. Okay, so it stands for the component that is non-zero. And so the implication is that, for example, if you go to R2, we have just two unit vectors in this form. That is E1, which is equal to 1, 0, and then we have E2, which is 0, 1. And then if you go to R3, we have about 3 of them. E1, which is 1, 0, 0. Every other element is 0 except the first, and that's why you have 1 here. Then you have the E2, which is 0, 1, 0, and then you have the E3, which is 0, 0, 1. Okay, now, and even in R4, we also have these unit vectors, and there are 4 here also: E1, E2, E3, and E4. Okay, and so on and so forth. So, and these are what we call the standard unit vectors. It's important that we define them, because as we continue in vectors, we are going to be making reference to unit vectors. All right, so, and further in this lesson, we are now going to look at examples on how to find the unit vector in the direction of any given vector. Okay, so let's begin. Now, example here says find the unit vector in the direction of the following vectors. Okay, so we begin with A. So for the first one here, we have V equal to 5I. Alright, and we are asked to find the unit vectors in the direction of these vectors. And what did we say is the approach for finding this? So we're going to make use of the formulas. Okay, and so here you can see for the formula, of course, the vector is V equal to 5I plus 3J, and the formula says that V caret is equal to V all over the magnitude of V, and now the magnitude of V is equal to this. which is the square of 5 plus the square of 3, and that is root of 34. And then we have this, and you can write it in component form. If you bring this into the bracket, you have 5 over root 34 plus 3 over root 34, and that gives us this in component form. And you can confirm that this is a unit vector by looking for the magnitude of this vector. Okay, and that is for A. And then we can do for B now. Okay, our B here says that we have vector U, which is equal to minus 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now the first thing we will need is the magnitude, so it is important we just look for the magnitude, and the magnitude is the square root of minus 2 squared plus 3 squared plus 4 squared, and our minus 2 squared is equal to 4 plus 9 plus 16, and if we take this, we are going to have the square root of 29. Okay, and so that means that the vector we are looking for, which is u caret, is equal to 1 all over the root of 29, and then we have minus 2 comma 3 comma 4. And if we want to put this into the bracket, that means we are going to have our vector as minus 2 all over root 29, 3 all over root 29, and 4 all over root 29, and that is the required vector. And like I said, we can actually find the magnitude of these to confirm that it is actually unity, and that's what we want to do in example 2, and that is to say that the 1C is an exercise. So please take time to check it out and see what you would get from it. Okay, so we check for example 2. Okay, example 2 says show that. Okay, so how do we confirm all of this? Okay, so to check that all of these vectors are unit vectors, what do we need to do? Just find their magnitude and then confirm that the magnitude is equal to 1. Okay, so I'm just going to do the first one in the A part, and then I will leave the rest for you as exercise. We got that V, that is the unit vector along V, is equal to, we got 5 all over root 34, comma 3 all over root 34. And so all you need to do is to find the magnitude of this vector to see if it is 1. And to do that, we will have the square root of 5 all over root 34 all squared plus 3 all over root 34 all squared also. And now if we evaluate this, we are going to have that this is going to give us the square of 5 is 25, the square of root 34 is 34, plus the square of 3 is 9, and then over 34, and this is going to give us the square root of common denominator is 34. 25 plus 9 is 34, and that is the square root of 1, which is equal to 1. And so because we have gotten the magnitude of V caret to be 1, it means that it is actually a unit vector. Okay, please take time to do the other two, that's the B and C. Show that they are indeed unit vectors. Okay, now we go to example 2A. 2A says, sorry, 2B. 2B says that we should show that W, which is a vector I sine theta minus j cos theta, is a unit vector indeed. And to do this, what do? The same thing. Look for the magnitude of this, which is equal to the square root of sine theta all squared, which is the component here, and then plus the component here is minus cos theta, and so you square it, and which is going to give us sine squared theta plus cos squared theta. And by trig identity, we know that sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equal to 1, and this is equal to 1. Therefore, we'll say that this W is actually a unit vector, and that has been shown. Okay, this is where we'll end it for this video. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, and share our YouTube videos, and then you can reach out to us on any of our handles. Okay, see you in our next video. Bye.